I miss you all so much. I can't wait to see you all again soon in person back in church. I hope you little babies are having a wonderful week. I hope you guys are having fun with your mommies and daddies. I hope you guys are having great weeks at school or at home if you're still at home. And I have a very fun lesson for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about the armor of God. Now, does anybody know what armor means? Armor is what soldiers used to use when they went into battle, when they were going to go fight. Armor, it's usually made of metal and it's heavy and it protects your chest, it protects your arms, it protects your legs. You usually have a helmet and you get a shield, a big shield, and you get a sword. That's what armor is. So today we're going to be talking about the armor of God. And we all know who God is. We all know that that's our Father, our protector. So the armor of God must be very important, right? Right. Let me read you our first scripture, okay? It's out of Ephesians 6, verse 11 and 12. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, I know that that was a lot of big words. The armor of God protects us against spiritual warfare. Spiritual means that we cannot see it. It means that when things come in to try to scare us, to try to attack our minds, if you think a scary thought or if you have a bad dream, the armor of God protects you from that. And you remember that you have a God, that you have Jesus who always protects you, who's always with you, who loves you. And you remember that you are safe and you are loved and you are cared for, and your mommy and daddy are right there and they love you. That's what the armor of God does for you. Okay? I have a really great story for you today. I'm going to read it for you, and then we're going to watch a fun little video, okay? All right. This story comes from 1 Samuel 17:32, okay? We're going to talk about David. I bet some of you remember who David is, huh? David was a young shepherd boy. He had success protecting his father's sheep from bears and lions using his staff and his slingshot. David was comfortable with who he was as a shepherd. He had become very skillful and effective with his weapons. Because of that, the David sheep were always safe in his care. A slingshot, if nobody's seen one, a slingshot is it's a little stick, you hold it and you can pull it back, put a little rock in there, let it go, goes flying super far. So David protected his father's sheep every day. That's what he would use to protect them. And he fought off a whole bear. He fought off a whole lion. I know you guys have seen those before, and those are pretty big. And David was a kid and he fought those off. So pretty cool. David heard that no one had the courage to fight against the giant Philistine warrior, Goliath. This stirred righteous anger in David. He said, "No one's heart should fail because of this Philistine. I will go out and fight him." That's that faith in God. That's that confidence in God. David believed that he could defeat Goliath with God's help, using the same weapons that he used on bears and lions. When King Saul heard of David's desire to fight Goliath, he said, "You're not able to fight and go against this Philistine. You're only an adolescent." Adolescent means a kid. Goliath is a warrior who's been fighting for years. King Saul felt that David was no match for Goliath. He was concerned that David would get hurt. David answered the king, "I have kept my father's sheep safe. When a lion or a bear came after a lamb, I would follow the lion. I would catch it, I would strike it, and save the lamb from the mouth of the lion. When the lion tried to attack me, I would pull its beard and strike it and kill it. I have killed both the lion and the bear, and I will do the same to this Philistine because he has come against the armies of the living God. The Lord will keep me from the paw of the lion. The Lord who kept me from the paw of the bear will also keep me safe from this Philistine. King Saul believed David, and he gave him permission to fight Goliath. He wanted to prepare David properly for battle and kindly gave David his very own armor, the king's armor. That's a very high honor. Armor is clothing usually made of metal, like I said before, which covers your body and protects you in battle. This was quite an honor to receive the personal armor of the king. So David tried them on, but something wasn't quite right. Kind of like this. I'm going to give you guys an example. Give me 1 second. Hold on. So I got this jacket, right? And I need you guys to help me decide if it's the right size for me. Oh, this might be a little, I don't know, guys. This might be a little big, huh? I think I can move in this, huh? Okay, hold on. I got another one. Let's try this one. Let's see about this one. Well, what do you know? This seems a lot more my speed, huh? Seems like I can kind of do a little bit more in this, right? We have to find the right armor that fits us. Give me a second. So, King Saul's armor was just too big for David. This is how difficult it was for David to fit in King Saul's armor. King Saul was a grown adult man, but David was still just a kid. He couldn't even walk properly in King Saul's armor, let alone fight a battle. David also was given King Saul's sword, but it was too big, it was too heavy. So it was awkward and it was difficult. That's how it was for, it was awkward and it was difficult to use something that was not fit for him. You have to use what God gives you to use. God gives us all our own gifts, our own ability, and our own armor. Our armor of God is going to look different from everyone else's. My armor is going to look different from your armor. It's going to look different from yours and from yours and from yours. Everyone's going to have different ones.